Ruth Ward.
We're Madisen Ward of the Mama Bear, and you are watching Grammy Pro. We first started making music. My mom, she's played since she was 19 in different coffee houses and stuff. And I started playing around that same age. I started picking up a guitar. And she would play in coffee houses all the time, and the whole family would, go
Come out to hear me.
support her and go see her. And then I started writing a bunch of originals, and she kind of became a fan of those originals, and she would take a break during her set and say, hey, during my break, why don't you go play your stuff? And then we found that we kept playing on each other's songs, and it became less of trying to split each other up, and just kind of slowly over time it evolved into a duo, and that's how it became what it is now.
No, I just love just playing music, period.
Right.
Whether, we did something heavyweight or not, I just love playing the music.
And in the moment whenever I actually told her, maybe we should try this as together, and pursue it, is when I started to see that a lot of people kept wanting to hear the original stuff that we were making, as opposed to just covers or stuff like that. And they kept asking us, when are you playing again? And we were like, all right, it's kind of like a job. And
maybe we got something here.
Yeah, and you'd go drive, a certain amount of miles all the way out here, and you're like, is this really worth it? And you make just enough money for gas money back home, and you're like, perfect. You're like, all right, this is nothing lost, nothing gained.
Well, I think that, my husband and I, we love music, and we've always been eclectic, never just zeroing in on one sound or style. And he grew up with that. So he was able to appreciate our music as well as he brought music into the house that we hadn't heard before. And I just love music, period, whether it was from the 30s or it's from the, up to date. It didn't matter. I just love the sound.
Yeah, and we, I think, like she said, growing up with that in the household, and also I think I didn't start writing until real late, so I didn't really, I didn't follow any sort of template on how to write. I just kind of just try to make whatever I could sound however I could make some sort of sound, and I think that might have affected how the songs were written, and what she brought, I think, her background and her, I love these guys. Once she brought her background into what we were doing, I think, into what I was doing, I think they just kind of molded into what we were playing today. So.
Well, I think when we started reaching out, we went to Kansas City and we started playing there. And then we went to St. Louis and we made a little 5-song EP. And through that, we ended up with the manager. The manager turned our music over to some people that thoroughly enjoyed it. And one was Don Mueller in L.A. And he turned it over to Daniel Glass in New York, Glassnote Records. And it all just blew up.
We recorded Skeleton Crew with Jim Abbas, and he flew out from the UK, and he was one of the few producers that was really I'm flying out to come meet you, and I'm coming to your house. I want to meet you, and that meant a lot to us. And whenever we recorded it, we really wanted to make sure that it kept the intimate, organic, raw, kind of style that we're very familiar with and used to. We wanted to take what we do in the coffee house and be able to kind of keep that in the album. It didn't. Jim Abbas was a big advocate in not changing that idea, and he wanted to bring in some instrumentation here and there, but he didn't want to change the song. He just wanted to enhance it and make it a little better, and or make it just kind of pop or for the listener on the album. So it took some collaboration there, and he trusted us, we trusted him.
Right.
It was a fun process.
Yeah, it was great. There's no rhyme or reason. You just feel the audience. The audience lets you know that they love you. They might say a word or whatever, and you're just yourself. There's no.
I think that might have a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
Like she said, just being yourself, and you really can't. I can't speak for every artist, but it's really just being honest. I think.
Yeah.
In the moment, and really just kind of speaking from your heart and singing from your heart, and I think people connect with that. And
Right.
that might be the way they become captivated. Whenever it comes to the kind of stuff that we write, we usually just try not to say we're going to write a blues song or a folk song or a country song, and just kind of let it really take on its own shape. And so some things can sound really bluesy and some things can sound folky or country, but I don't think the blues will ever really go away, though. I think it's something that just, when you hear it, you know, it gets you right here. It's in your, you know, it's in the DNA, you know. And I think it's easy to make it cool. I don't think it's ever been uncool. You know what I mean? As far as getting to the label, we had like a local DJ who started to become a big fan, and he had friends that were he was real good friends with Daniel Glass of Glassnote Records, and he really pitched us to him, and right after he did, Daniel Glass got on a plane and came out to Kansas City to come and have us play music right in front of him, and it was very old-fashioned in that sense, just playing right for the label man, right in front of you, as close as we are right now, and it was I think it just kind of evolved and grew, and a team starts to build naturally as you start to realize, well, who's going to do our market? Well, we got a person for that, you know, who's going to, and at the same time we were able to really insert what we really love about music and how we see ourselves. And the label that we're with now, they're real big on, we want to know what your ideas are. We want to know what you like. We want you to bring it to us, as opposed to we're going to give you every tool for everything. So, which is real refreshing. It's amazing. I mean, this is the first year for this festival. It's definitely not the last. You know, it's really nice. Especially the temperature. You can't beat it. This is great.
Oh, and just singing on that stage was awesome.
It's so refreshing, and it's amazing. I mean, we were also able to do Philly Folk Fest this year, and that felt that way a little bit too. You know, just people that, you know, you can go and do a real slow folk ballad and nobody is looking for the metal band to come out, you know what I mean? So,
or the Jimi Hendrix.
And I love it. I feel like it's a patient audience. It's people that can really just sit with you and enjoy just what did you write, what did you come up with, and it's nice to be able to go and listen to the other artists who are doing the same thing. So yeah, next album. yeah.
Have you started that yet?
We haven't started the album, but definitely writing and just things that, you know, looking forward to the future.
And a West Coast tour too.
I didn't mention that. I'm sorry.
We're going to be home for 4 days. Well, we leave for home tomorrow, Kansas City, and we'll be there till Friday, and then we head for the West Coast, and then we'll do a West Coast tour, and then first of the year we're considering the second album, which we can't wait to do.
Yeah,